Thank you so much, Madam Chairman. Mr. Puerto, I am so sorry for your loss. I noted that you said your son had an ADHD diagnosis, and I was looking at figures last week from our TennCare, which is our Medicaid program in Tennessee, and there are over 400,000 children in our state of 7 million people that have an ADHD diagnosis. I know that we have so many times seen kids that to deal with the pain would try to get something, and my heart breaks for you. And I hope we take a deeper dive, and that if confirmed, that Robert F. Kennedy will take a deeper dive into how we medicate children and work on these issues. And thank you for the good work that you were doing. Ms. Noring, thank you for your support of COSA. I appreciate that, and we share your heartbreak. I stepped out of committee to go speak to a group of children that are here for Wired Human and are working on this issue. And the work that you and other parents have done has encouraged these children to stand up and be a resource to their peers and to help them through this issue. So I thank you for that good work that you are doing. Sheriff Barnes, I want to talk with you about HIDA. I know that in 22, we had 134 criminal organizations that were dismantled by HIDA. We had over 8,700 kilograms of drugs that were removed nationally. And in Tennessee, our TBI director, Director Roush, every time he sees me, he says, we have to reauthorize HIDA because it is effective. And the Appalachia HIDA task force operating in Tennessee was responsible for moving $51 million street value of drugs off the market. So talk for a minute about why it is crucial that HIDA be reauthorized for law enforcement officers like you.
Thank you, Senator Blackburn, and thank you for the reauthorization of HIDA. It's very important, and Director Roush is a good friend.
He's a good man.
I will summarize it this way. At this time in our nation's history, the worst time of our narcotics trafficking and deaths, this is not the time to disenfranchise or divest from the HIDA program. The HIDA programs are national. They rely on local law enforcement task forces and contributions. The HIDA funding doesn't really fully fund the HIDA programs. It offsets those contributions from locals. And right now, with our municipal agencies having hiring problems, they're stepping away from the HIDA programs. Keeping them staffed is very difficult. So that reauthorization is very critical to keep the glue together, to keep the HIDA programs running.
I have talked to, and I want to stay with you, Sheriff, talked to some of our law enforcement agencies, and they have talked about sanctuary city policies. And I know that Senator Lee brought this up with you. But it seems that in a sanctuary city, to go after these traffickers, that it is more difficult, that sometimes you have to find workarounds. And I would love for you to talk for just a minute about what we can do that would help you all as you try to deal with these sanctuary cities to get these drugs off the street.
Senator, it's even worse for me in California because of Senate Bill 54 passed about 6 years ago that prohibits my dialogue with federal partners on immigration issues. I have the ability to turn our high-level offenders only to ICE. They don't always pick them up, which requires me to release them back in the communities in which they reoffend, oftentimes with the communities that they preyed upon. I'm a supporter of abolishing that SB 54 movement. We have to be able to cooperate with our federal partners, and I think if we hold these criminals accountable, this isn't about the general public, those are entrusted to my care in my jail, and the safest environment to transfer them over to ICE's custody will keep our communities safe, especially those immigrant communities, from them returning to and preying upon them.
And, so many people will say when they get back out, when they evade law enforcement in these sanctuary cities, that they really return even more committed to abuse people in those communities where they have been trafficking those drugs, to pick up the pace of selling the drugs. And I look at these sanctuary city policies and I think how difficult it makes your job when you're trying to keep our community safe. And we thank you for the work that you're doing. We thank each of you for being here today. Senator Blumenthal and I are going to continue to push COSA to get, as you said, Ms. Noring, that foundational law that will allow us to hold social media to account. Thank you all. Thank you,